Speak Up with Vernisa
and Jen.
It's time to speak up.
Hello everyone, my name is Vernisa.
Hey y'all, this is Jen.
And this is our podcast, Speak Up. What's up, Jen?
Hey girl.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Glad that we made it to episode 71.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. We're in our 70s, y'all.
Yes, time is just flying. For those of you that don't know, me and Jen are best friends, and we create this podcast to use our voices to motivate people to overcome life challenges through self-love and respect.
That's right. If after 71 episodes you still don't know, then you are missing out. Self-love and inner peace are two core values we hold near and dear to our hearts.
Yes, most definitely. But before we start our episode, a quick shout out to our sponsor. Shout out to My Bar, located in Inglewood, California. The address is 720 East Manchester, Inglewood, California, 90301. Ask for My. Tell them that SpeakUpJV sent you. You can book your appointment now on Instagram at MyBar. That's at MYY.BAR.
And shout out to our other sponsor, Be Actual Natural. Why settle for less? All their products are created with you in mind for a goal to let your self-love show through your self-care. Their chemical-free hair and skincare products are handmade, plant-based, and free of fillers or preservatives. Treat yourself while you're taking care of yourself. Start your journey at www.beactualnatural.com. Check them out on Instagram at beactualnatural.
Yes, I'm excited to try the hair products. It smells so good, by the way.
Yes, I'm currently wearing it in my hair right now.
Pop it. So today's episode is called You Created This. So Jen, what was created? What's going on?
I'm even ashamed to say this, right? But problems, y'all. We create our own problems sometimes. So that's what we're going to focus on today, of how to not do that. Because if you're an overthinker, much like ourselves, then you are definitely guilty of this, right?
Yeah, we had to do this. You know, like me and Jen love to touch up on topics that we're going through. Like we're not acting like we've been through everything. We're perfect. Things are right. No, this is some we're working on. So we're holding ourselves accountable by talking about this. No, I'm number one at that. And like I think this episode is very important to us too, because like you know, Jen and I both have realized times when we've done that, like things be going smooth, and then it's like, like you think of something, and it's like, how many of y'all out there have probably done that before? Like had a great day, had a great event or something, but then you created your own problem in your head, and then it's like it took away the positive of it.
Right. Yeah, I know I have for sure, where it's like I can be having the best time, you know, it's actually been a really good day that day, I'm having fun, the weather's beautiful and everything, but I'm over here thinking, how long is it gonna last? Or okay, so what's coming? What's gonna go wrong? And the thing is, if you have to ask, something might go wrong more than likely, because we're over here focusing and then attracting that to ourselves as well, right? So it's like asking that question, why do we complicate our own lives? You know, I really want to ask this, because where is this problem coming from, right? Like we're over here creating this for no reason and thinking something's gonna go wrong, but why? Like why do I have to complicate the beautiful day that I'm just having?
Yeah, and I think it comes from us working on that voice in our head, because our voice is powerful in our head. So I feel like, things are going good. It's always that little voice that says something. Oh, what about this? What about that? I catch myself, let's say I pay a bill, I'll be like, oh, am I gonna, is next bill gonna be, like, just little things that don't even matter. Like, how about just focus on what's going on? You got it done. This is done. You did this accomplishment. Why does our mind automatically go to negative? And, you know, honestly, I think you said getting to the root of it, a lot of it can come from our childhood. You know, like if you came from a childhood where you see a lot of negativity or things were said in the household or things like that, you're going to automatically wait for something bad to happen sometimes. Even if you're a person who sees the good, you're kind of like, it's kind of like wired in you, you know? So over the years, I've been really trying to rewire that in my brain.
I agree, yeah. I think it's like a defense mechanism almost, right? Where it's like you were saying, you know, maybe you come home from having a really good day at school or something, and then your parent yells at you, or, you know, you get in trouble for something your sibling did. I know for me that happened a lot growing up, getting in trouble for some shit my brother did. And it's funny how, well, not even funny, it's just interesting how it affects you when you are older, especially at the age that we're at now, like being conscious of it, like, dang, that defense mode never went away, you know? So it's like, I just completely just am always ready for anything. But the thing is too, we're self-sabotaging when we do this. Like I think this is one of the biggest indicators, because we're creating things that aren't even there. It's almost like when you're worried about something, right? And you're worried about it constantly, but it hasn't even happened. Your body's experiencing those same feelings that you would have had anyway if it was happening. But because it's not, it's already a big thing. And if it does happen, your body's gonna relive it twice. So in that aspect too, when we self-sabotage, we think we're doing better by beating it to the punch, right? Beating the negative moment to the punch, or thinking that it's not gonna affect us as much because we were ready for it this time. But in reality, like, why would we do that when, especially, we were the ones who caused it? You know, it's not like the other person did anything or life threw anything at me in particular. It's just my own mind created something for it to go south.
And I'm glad you brought up beating it to the punch. I was just about to say that because it's true. Because it's like, Jen and I make jokes about how we like to know what's going on, be aware of everything. And I think, that's that defense mechanism. Like, let me be prepared for that negative outcome already. But it didn't even happen. But then you look up, you took the joy of the moment. Yeah. And then it's like a moment that you're never going to get back, you know. So I really been working on it. I'm learning, too, to also catch myself from going down that rabbit hole. Those of y'all that know me real close, I go down them rabbit holes, and it's hard for me to get out because it's like I'm always thinking. I look, I'm thinking even more, and I end up going even deeper and deeper into my thoughts, you know. So it's like once you catch that first or maybe even second negative thought or like a worry, I'm learning to like shut that down. Like okay, we're going there today or what, you know, and really having those real conversations with myself, holding myself accountable, because in the day that's happening with me. No one could stop me. Jen, anyone, no one could tell me anything if it's something that's playing on in my own head. So it's like us learning how to work through that.
No, that's scary, going down that rabbit hole, especially when you're by yourself and like it just goes deeper and deeper and deeper. But I think those are beautiful moments too for you to realize like where those deep rooted triggers are coming from and everything. But the thing is, like, don't allow yourself to go too far. You know, if you need to talk to somebody about it when you are going down that rabbit hole, definitely call a loved one, like call your best friend, you know, call a parent that you trust, you know, somebody in your life that you can vent to, and they're going to help you understand it. And this is why we're always emphasizing like mindfulness, right? We're always just saying be present in your moment, like enjoy the very moment that you are in. You're supposed to be where you are right now. So even if it seems like a more chill day, a relaxed day, whatever, be all in. Like, how rare is it that we get moments like that, right? Moments where we can really indulge in and be like, dang, like I'm finally happy, you know, even if it lasts for like a little bit amount of time, at least I'm here and I'm fully enjoying it.
Yeah, I've been learning just to get more grounded with myself. That's been helping me. Like, I've been doing this thing for the past couple of weeks of just silence for 5 minutes, like, you know, in the middle of my day. And honestly, it's been helping me just like realize where I'm at, how I'm feeling. It's giving me that time to nurture myself and then just be present. You know, me and Jen actually had a convo yesterday where, you know, we were talking about how, why do we give so much attention to our bad moments? You know, we're mindful of the bad, right? When things are going wrong, you feel every second of it, you all into it, calling everybody, going off. But then when something's good, we're quick to brush that out or like think of a bad moment to overshadow it. So I've been learning to put that same energy into my good moments as well.
Complaining about something isn't going to fix it, right? So while venting helps for a little bit, make sure that you're trying to actively work towards a solution, towards how to make things better or how to make that negative thought go away when it hasn't even happened.
Yeah, that's the importance of having that solution-based mindset, you know. Complaining makes it worse, actually, because then you find more things that's wrong with it. You're already mad about what happened, then it gets worse, and then it gets worse. But when you have that solution-based mindset, it's like, okay, you know what, I'm going to get through this. Like, yeah, this is a challenging moment at the time, but then you're not letting yourself down in that moment while you're going through. You're like, okay, I'm going to think of how to get out of it, because challenges happen all the time. I mean, me and Jen just had one today, but you know, that solution-based mindset is what gets us through.
Exactly, yeah. There's always a solution to something, even if it's temporary, even if it's like a Band-Aid solution for the moment. Use it. You know, if that's going to give you even the slightest peace of mind, use those moments. Because too, if there isn't anything I can do about it right now, then what's the use in worrying about it? You know, like, because then you realize too how much power you do have over your own emotions. You can either sit there and worry about something that you can't do anything about anyway, or just try and continue on with the rest of your day and find happier moments that you are in control of.
Yeah, I seen a tweet from 19 Keys, and he was saying, we don't act correctly when we're in fear. So think about it. If you're in worry, constant fear, you're not thinking straight. You're not going to even have a solution and stuff like that. So it is something about taking that deep breath, calming down, really analyzing. You have to write it down, call someone, lay out all your options, you know, or if there's something that you can't do, it's like really learning how to, you know, maneuver through it and still not affect your peace at the end of the day.
I like that too, because I think we're so used to being like fix-it people, right? Like, oh, I'm gonna fix this in my life
instantly,
you know, and you might never understand why it happened or anything, but I really like to see life as it's forcing me to grow up. You know, in a lot of ways. Like, how can I cope with certain situations? Like if I am still waking up, then I am supposed to make it through past that situation. So that's really been helping me a lot, especially when I realize like there's a lot of things I don't have control over, and then I can just freak myself out. Or I could just focus on the other side of it and just be like, okay, what is this trying to teach me?
Yeah, I think that is a beautiful thing about those negative moments. That growth is priceless. You know, the person that you become. I think about all the things that's happened to me in my life, but the person I became after that is what matters, and it's very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's be real, if you create problems or continue to create problems, you're living in the past.
I've been there.
Again, you're missing out on that beautiful moment. Like you could be laying down on the beach right now, but you know, you're worried about all the things you got to do when you get home or tomorrow, or you know, people you got to talk to and things like that. But why? Enjoy yourself in that moment. You're
at the end of the day, you end up disturbing your own peace. How many of y'all out there late at night when you laying down, you can't sleep because your brain is everywhere? I've been learning, like, you know what, I'm gonna do something that where my mind can just like either I'll turn on some music, meditation music, or I'll watch a show, something just to help me not, you know, because when you're relaxing in bed, that's your relaxing time. Like, okay, your day is over, it's finally time to unwind. But that's not fair to me if I'm letting all these thoughts of, tomorrow this is due, this has to be done, take over my peaceful time. Because today I got to think about that stuff that during that moment when it does come. Right. So why am I sacrificing my peaceful time for that? So I've been really rewiring that too.
It's hard, y'all. But I think ask yourself too, is this how you want to live the rest of your life? There's nothing wrong with the ambition that we've acquired from this, but it also becomes to the point where we're losing ourselves and then feeling like we're always on a race. You know, we're always on to the next destination, and then once we reach that one, okay, what's next? And it's exhausting to live that way. You got to learn to relax every now and then, learn to just sit in those emotions. Like there's nothing wrong with any type of emotion that you're feeling as long as you acknowledge them rather than trying to brush them aside. Whether it is happiness or sadness, whatever it is, learn to sit in that.
Yeah, and I think that's where, you know, you do a pause on working on yourself because you're worried about these other problems that have nothing to do with you, like internally. So that, like, some people use their problems as a reason to not work on themselves.
Right.
It's like, well, this is going on, and then we kind of put ourselves to the side. I learned the time with ourselves is non-negotiable. I don't care what you're going through. You have to be able to put something into yourself, you know, so you can grow through whatever it is. Because that's where another problem could come up, but you didn't learn the lesson from the last problem. You know what I mean? So it's gonna keep coming. And sometimes too, when you ain't used to peace, you're gonna create issues. I've been guilty of that too. Like, I got in peaceful spaces, but it was surreal to me that I had to make a problem for it to feel normal. And it's like I had to hold myself accountable to that. Like, really, so nothing is even happening. No one's messing with you. You know, you are at peace right now. You know, you're in a peaceful environment. What is going on with you internally that's causing you to not enjoy that?
And sometimes it comes from us not even realizing we are worthy of peace, right? We have to believe that. That has to come from us internally. Only you can tell yourself, just like love, right? Any of us who venture out onto romantic relationships and stuff, we have to believe we're worthy of the love that we want. So it's the same thing with your peace. You have to believe you are worthy of that. And of course, that takes a lot of rewiring, as we've been talking about, but it comes from there to begin with. Once you have that belief, then you'll know that you have to actively work towards keeping that peace.
Worthiness is such a big thing. Like, and believing it, oh my goodness, I guess the biggest thing. Because if you don't believe you're worthy, what are you gonna do? You're gonna push it aside every time it does come at you. And honestly, all this relates to self-love, because self-love is being mindful of the happiness. Self-love is creating peace in your life. When you're creating problems, you're not creating peace, you know? So I think let that part sink in and prioritize your self-love and inner peace.
That's a big one. When you're creating problems, you're not creating peace.
Woo! That was it. Put that on the shirt too. That's the next one. That was freestyle, by the way.
Exactly. And this is why there's an importance on moving forward. You know, I think this has been one of my biggest lessons of this year in going through a lot of the personal things that I've gone through. Just that, okay, I can sit in those problems forever, or I could just move forward. And moving forward doesn't mean you forget. It just means it doesn't have that control over you that it used to. You're actively working on being in those moments. I'm big on moving forward, and then forgiveness too, whether it's in relationships or even towards myself, like forgiving myself for destroying my own peace today, for creating that own chaos in my life.
Yeah, that's true, because holding on to that grudge does disrupt that peace. So I feel that. And, you know, like Jen said, it's an active decision. Happiness is a decision. So it's like, what choice we gonna make? Like, I've been telling myself when I wake up, what mindset am I gonna be in today, you know? Because in the day, no one's there with me when I'm first waking up. So that's all on me. What how I want to take a whole. It doesn't mean challenges aren't going to rise, but how am I going to tackle it as I'm going through it?
Exactly. You set the tone for your own day. Because, people are going to come at you, problems are going to come at you, but how are you holding yourself in that? And that's why you have to find proper grounding techniques, right? Like you were mentioning earlier with the 5 minutes of silence a day. Whatever works for you, whether it is meditation, going out in nature, focusing on your breathing. For me, that personally helps. Just focusing on the breaths I got to take, and then just being mindful of what's around me. And it's really been helping me. But obviously, grounding looks different for everybody, right? And then how long you stay in that grounding technique is completely up to you yourself. I think you learn a lot about yourself and the way you react to your environment when you are actively working on just being in that present moment.
Yeah, I saw a post. It was saying how some people will say 5 to 10 minutes of silence is too much, but they'll sit for 8 hours working.
Ooh.
And that hit me. It was like a Buddhist quote or something, but that hit me.
It's true.
Because I'm like, yeah, we do it all day for working. You're building your business, building your brand, whatever you're doing it anyway. So why not just sacrifice 5 minutes of that? Even if it's in the bathroom, we all take a bathroom break. You have to just sit in there and just breathe and close your eyes. That right there could count as it.
That's big, y'all. You can't tell me you don't use the restroom by yourself.
Or sit and have a meal.
Exactly. Yeah, that part. Ooh, yeah. Don't even get me started on being mindful while you're eating.
Yes.
That's another big thing. But that's why gratitude is emphasized. And I know some of y'all will sit there, roll your eyes, like, oh, blah, blah. This is stuff I've heard. But gratitude is big, yo. And even if I have to go back to the basics, right? Be grateful for the meal, for the shower I took, for this beautiful weather we have in California, being able to visit my best friend. Like, it's the things that seem so minor on a day-to-day basis, but if this is your day-to-day, then be grateful for what you have today, right? Because some people didn't even wake up, some people took their last breath today, different things like that. And not even putting it so doom and gloom, just more of like, dang, I'm allowed to enjoy the little things in my life, so might as well count those and be grateful for those blessings.
That is so true, because it's like, yeah, be appreciative of what you got. Sometimes it's like we appreciate things when they're gone, right? So it hits you, and it's like those little things that we take for granted every day. So yes, I'm glad we threw gratitude up in there.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's our wrap up, best friend?
Yeah, y'all, things will never be perfect. It is what it is, right? Like you were saying, like I was saying, like y'all probably thinking, things are always going to be hitting
something
the fan.
Off.
Yeah, exactly. If you want to find a problem in everything, you are guaranteed to find it.
You want to find good in everything, you're
guaranteed to find it. So you choose what path you want to take.
Yes, end of the day. Well, we appreciate y'all tapping into our 71st episode. Quick shout out to our sponsors real quick. Shout out to My Bar, located at 720 East Manchester in Inglewood, California. Book your appointment now at My Bar. That's at myy.bar, and tell her that SpeakUpJV sent you.
That's right, y'all. And shout out to our other sponsor, Be Actual Natural. Why settle for less? All their products are created with you in mind, for a goal to let your self-love show through your self-care. Their chemical-free hair and skincare products are handmade, plant-based, and free of fillers or any type of preservatives. Treat yourself while you're taking care of yourself. Start your journey at www.beactualnatural.com or check them out on Instagram at beactualnatural.
Yes, for real. But you can check us out on Instagram at SpeakUpJV. Tweet us at SpeakUpJV, and tell your friends about our podcast, Self-Love and Inner Peace. So don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel if you are watching, and comment. We appreciate your feedback. We'll be back with another episode. Love y'all.
Love y'all.